Hello and welcome everybody to Advantage One RV. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. This has got about 52,000 miles. It's a 1995 Cobra Monterey. And here's a little history lesson for you. Before it was Forest River, it was called Cobra. And then as soon as Cobra kind of reformed into Forest River, the first acquisition they made was actually Rockwood RV, which used to be an independent company. Now normally I don't work off notes, but I've got a lot of good information on this one I typed up here on my phone. So pardon me as I just kind of list this off to you. There are all new batteries in this thing as of September of 2019. New front and two outside tires were replaced in 2019. The spare tire was replaced in 2020. Rebuilt the front brake system in 2020. Complete with two underlines. Complete. Tune-up, plugs, cap, wiring, air cleaner, belts. New awning in 2019, front easy steer system, torsion bar, rear torsion bar cushions, voltage in rear under bed. So it looks like maybe they did some bedroom rewiring in 2020, new drapes in 2020, new remote mirrors, whole house fan, basically the XL vent fans as opposed to the little 4-inch fart fans was added with wall controller. Everything in good working order with the exception of the fact that it does not have chassis AC. Now, considering that's a 1995, I'm just doing loose figures in my head. Somebody put about 10 grand of love into this thing. When I first saw it, the first thing I thought of is, you know, that'd be fun for a couple dudes on a NASCAR weekend or something like that, but I don't know. That might just be a fun little go-around, run-around. Is it perfect? Is it flawless? No. But for a 95, in good working order, that ain't all bad. Whenever these older coaches come in, it's like a slot machine, and I always ask myself, is this one going to be like pink, blue, or green inside? What's your vote? Leave me a little comment. I'm really wondering what everyone's going to guess on this one. 3, 2, 1, go. If you said blue, well, you're wrong. This is what? Ladies, help me out, because as a guy, I only know like the colors of crayons from the 8-pack Crayola box. I don't have a 64 count Crayola color palette in my vocabulary. Mauve. What color is this? Regardless, it looks like all the original furniture and everything is in here. I see where the folks went through and they put down some carpet runners, just to probably help keep everything looking pretty decent right here. Again, remember, the dash air is one of the only things in this RV known to be non-operational. Pretty much everything else, according to my notes anyway, indicates that it is operational. Also, this is, if you look at it, this is a vertical cabinet door that somebody flipped sideways. And this used to be like a 9-inch TV cabinet. And I'm guessing based on that screw in that cord hole right there, cord hole, not cornhole, not the game. Although that does kind of look like a miniature cornhole. Sorry, I see something shiny and I'm, but I also talk with my hands weird. I think somebody probably mounted a TV on the surface of that. It's actually kind of an interesting, smart way to go that still leaves easy access to your storage behind that. Again, this is when I said they added a whole house fan. This is what people refer to that sometimes. The big Max Air style fan instead of the teeny weeny yellow bikini little fans right there. Overall, again, it's not a spring chicken, but for a 95, I've seen worse. I've literally seen a motorhome with mushrooms growing out of the carpet before. Now, there's a couple spots in the RV. Like, if you look down here, you can see where historically had a leak. Everything I can see currently right now, though, really looks like that is historic and not something that's happening right now. And I'm sure you've guessed, but that sofa can fold down into a sleeper if need be. Classic coaches like this, they had to be kind of smart on space because they didn't have slide outs to make the RV look and feel bigger. So things like opposing windows and it's interesting, this kind of minimalist but effective dining situation over here. Now, I think that this stool right here is not intended for someone to sit on because that's a little bit precarious. You might actually consider putting like a little handrail that sticks out or something right there so you don't slip down into the stepwell. But there's a pair of folding chairs over there that I think somebody added after the fact. The idea, though, being that it's small, it's minimal, but it's effective. It's there when you need it. It can kind of fold away a little bit when you don't. The kitchen space over here, I got my foot hung up on something. It's not easy when you can't see where you're walking because you're busy looking through a viewfinder, by the way. The kitchen's a little minimal, but there's decent storage cabinet space all around it right here. Working our way back, this is an east-west bed. This is actually where the whole concept of the Camp Queen originated. Is a lot of RVs used to have north-south walk-around beds, but it meant the RV had to be longer, heavier, a little more expensive. So they came up with this, put the bed sideways so you can walk around it before bed slides were really common. And that meant they had to get a little bit smaller on the mattress. Now, if you watched several of my recent videos, you know that I had a bad string of forgetting to showcase the bathrooms. And thankfully, I did not forget this time. I just kind of want to make people wonder if I was going to. Now, when we get up on the roof, and what I can see in here, and I'll loop back around to it. It looks like at one point in the RV's history, there was a leak around the skylight. When you get up on the roof, you're going to see that it's most certainly not, because the seals have been replaced, and then they fully seal coated everything. But the signature of that historic leak is there. Like, you see that right there, you see that right there. I can see where there's been a little bit of water compromise here. I've walked on the roof. There is a little bit of a crispy spot right here that corresponds with what I'm feeling right here, but it's not getting worse. It's not getting better, but it's not getting worse. And it's 95, and it's not $100,000. So as we go through here, remember that it looks like not just the awning fabric, it looks like the entire awning hardware, the arms and recoil and everything were redone in 2019. Remember those, the 2 front steer tires and the 2 outside dual tires were updated. The inside tires, like the fact that that specifically specified outside tires indicates to me the inside tires are probably not as good or as young as the outside tires. I have not touched the generator. Again, my notes indicated everything works. I don't expect you just to take my word on a guess. So if you need to know this is working, give our team down here a call. One of the things we can do is walk out here, point the camera at it, hit the start button, and send you a little 5-second video of the generator running or not running or whatever, and we can verify that for you. Now again, I made no secret about the fact that it's not perfect, but for a 95, it's not terrible, especially given the love that somebody poured into it. It does look like something happened in the upper corner, the rear cap closest to us here. I can see some slide seam tape up in that vicinity, but I don't see anything on it that indicates it's leaking currently. And with the weather that we have had recently, guys, you'd know. I am not amazing on older chassis stuff like this with tow ratings. I would suspect it's still about a 5,000 pound tow rating. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, but that is something that we'll want to do a little bit of math to verify for you. And kind of like everything else, I can see where there's some history up here. There's nothing that's stopping me from using the RV. And there's nothing really overt and visual. So when I saw there was that seam tape over here in this rear corner, I was kind of expecting maybe a soft spot. But that's solid as a rock. And I don't think you're even really seeing it. But there is a little bit of a bubble over here. I'm going to point you straight down, try not to make you motion sick. I can walk all over this. Like, there's no soft spots where I'm falling through the roof or anything. I can feel a bit of a sponge right there. There's a little spongy spot right there next to that skylight. But when I started looking here, I noticed the roof had gone through a full seal coat, and it looks like everything had been resealed before that. So again, I think what kind of happened here is somebody bought a bargain budget unit TLC special. They poured some love and some effort and some money into this thing, and they got it up and running pretty effectively. Is it back to 100% original? No, of course not. Is it 99% functional? I think so. So thank you very much for joining us down here, ladies and gentlemen. Leave me a couple comments. Let me know what you think about it. Hit the like button if you haven't, and subscribe and join along as we have the new RVs rolling out here all the time. Well, the new used RVs. New videos, new content on pre-owned RVs. I gotta work out how to say that better. That was clumsy. I should edit my videos, but I don't. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and have an A1 day, everyone.